Alright, guys. As you can tell by the title, this is going to be a review on 2022. As I've discussed in my live stream, I'm gonna be doing a tradition, just like I did last year. I'm gonna do a New Year's Eve live stream where I ring in the new year, and then the next day on New Year's Day, I'm gonna be doing a review on the year that just ended. For example, it's the first day of 2023, so I will be doing a review on 2022, the year that just ended yesterday. Or today, however you look at it, but you know what I'm trying to say. I did the same thing last year, although it was a little different the year before instead of doing a review, I just did a rant on 2020 because we all know how much that year sucked. But usually I will just be doing simple regular reviews like I did last year and the year before, and then when New Year's Eve comes back around, when we ring in 2024, I will be doing a review on this year, and so forth and so on. So, yep, this will be a tradition. We said goodbye to 2022 in my live stream, and we welcomed 2023, and I will be doing a review on 2022. And like I said, I do want to make that a tradition, so I'll probably be doing this every year on New Year's Eve, doing a live stream, and then doing a review on the year that just ended on New Year's Day. So yeah. How was my 2022? It was decent. Alright, it was okay. It had some good part, it was pretty good, but it was underwhelming. It was underwhelming, I must say, but it wasn't bad. There was still some good things sprinkled in there. And then I'm gonna be going over them by month. So yeah. January. Now, I usually don't care for January. January is usually just a boring, and it can be kind of a depressing month for me, but this January was actually pretty decent. Except for one incident that I'll be getting into. But yeah. My friend Green Ethan, he did some live streams. I think he was doing his... I don't know if this was late 2021 or early 2022, but he started a Miitopia Let's Play, and I had a blast watching that. Unfortunately, he never got to finish due to an incident that happened, but oh my god, I had so many good memories, and this isn't just January 2022, this is the second, most of 2021 as well, May 2021 through January 2022. I just have so many good memories of having fun with Ethan and live streams and Miitopia Let's Plays. It was just so fun. And then I actually started a season 2 Let's Play of Miitopia on January 2022 because I enjoyed doing my first one so much that not too long after that was finished, I felt like doing a season 2 Let's Play with some changes. Instead of being a flower, I was a princess, and instead of like my team was also switched around. I think my very first team had me, Moose, Whippa, and Sky, but season 2 had me, Moose, Green Ethan, and Taru. So 2 members got kept, but 2 of them got replaced. So yeah, I started on that, and like it was pretty good. Like I felt like I had some good discussions. I talked about some good topics during those Let's Plays. But like I said, I unfortunately didn't get to finish it. I ended up discontinuing it for a couple of reasons that I will be getting into that happened this month and April. But I will be getting into April. I'm going to stick with January. So yeah. However, what sucked about January was I got torn away from Green Ethan. Green Ethan got torn away from us because his mom thinks I'm a pedophile. Like, he thinks me, Purple Ethan, and Ashton are bad influences on him. For example, like, I'm asexual, guys. I'm actually asexual and aromantic in real life, like, to real people. I just don't have those types of attraction towards real people, first of all. And Ashton, he's a minor himself, and like, he's not completely asexual, but he is on the asexual spectrum. He's both demisexual and graysexual, and I don't know if it's Ash. I hope you're okay with me briefly mentioning this. I just want to get my point across to Green Ethan's mom, but I know my friend Ashton, he was a victim of pedophilia himself, so, and he is strongly against pedophilia. He's a minor himself, and he's on the asexual spectrum, and I am 100% asexual, so how the hell can me and Ash be pedophiles if Ash is a minor himself and I am asexual? It just doesn't make any sense. Now, no offense to Purple Ethan, I can understand his Green Ethan's parents getting suspicious about Purple Ethan. I can understand that, but he's never shown any signs of having sexual attraction towards Green Ethan. Like, what the fuck? So yeah, I believe that was January 30th, if I remember correctly. And yes, that day was a mess. So yeah, and Green Ethan was the main reason why I started a season 2 of Miitopia, because I had so much fun with him. Like, I would premiere them, like, you know, last year in 2022 and the year before in late 2021, I would actually premiere my episodes of Miitopia, because me and Green Ethan could talk about them while, like, watching them together, and it was a fucking blast. But I'll be getting into more, like, when we get into November, but yeah. One more thing I wanted to say before I move to February is, like, yes, I do have 2 friends named Ethan. You know, and like, I've discussed this with you guys before, but I'll discuss it again in case some of you guys aren't aware. Like, We call one of them Green Ethan, and we call the other one Purple Ethan. You know, their favorite, we call them by their favorite colors to differentiate between the two and to avoid confusion. You know, Green Ethan was the one that got torn away from us. Purple Ethan is the one that didn't, but sometimes he can't be very active because of all having to run errands a lot. But yep, Green Ethan was the one that was in my live stream. He's known as the Green Thunder. Purple Ethan, unfortunately, didn't make it. But yeah, we used to call Purple Ethan MLP Ethan, but since he toned down his obsession with My Little Pony and we wanted to keep it consistent, we just decided to call him Purple Ethan instead of MLP Ethan. But yeah. Moving on to February. Nothing much to say about February. But there were two good things that happened. Papa's Cluckeria came out, so I was playing a lot of that. And then that was after Valentine's Day. I can't remember what day exactly Papa's Cluckeria came out, but it was like a week after Valentine's Day or so, like a little bit after Valentine's Day. And then, of course, on February 14th, we had Valentine's Day. I know it's kind of an unpopular opinion nowadays, but I honestly love Valentine's Day, despite being Aeroace in real life. I just love romance. You can be aromantic, but still like romance. Besides, the funny thing is, I do develop crushes on fictional characters, so I'm not, so I do have attraction towards, fictional characters, and I do develop crushes on them, just not real-life people. So yeah, I'm a self-shipper, and Valentine's Day is a fun day to celebrate not just self-ships, but, ships in general. And I do want to make another video like I have been these past few years. I'll make another tribute video. I'll probably get started on it as soon as, a couple of weeks from now, because it'll give me more time to actually work on it. Plus, January is usually a boring month, so it'll keep me occupied this month. So yeah, I am looking forward to, February. So, yep, I'm looking forward to February again. And, February 2022 was pretty decent. There was some kind of uneventful, but there were some good points. Oh yeah, another thing I forgot to mention about January 22 is me and Green Ethan started a story trade for each other where we wrote chapters of each other's self-ships. We wrote a couple of chapters on January, but we kind of took a break for a while, but we got back into it later in 2022, which I'll be getting into that probably. But yeah, February was decent, uneventful, but there are some good points. And then March. Oh my fucking God. Yeah, and I'm sorry if you guys hear talking in the background. That's my dad and my brother. You know how they are sometimes. They like to talk amongst themselves.
I mean, this is it for us right here. If this Hail Mary fails, we're playing Tampa Bay.
Yeah, probably.
Oh no, it's 100%. Well, they win the division.
Well,
right?
Giants
Sorry.
beat the Eagles next week, but
Oh yeah, well I mean that's
yeah, it's from
But yeah, oh my god. March was a fucking shit show. Ashton, if you're watching this, you know what the fuck I'm talking about, but it was a freaking crazy month. But I mean that in a good way, because while it was frustrating trying to get Purple Ethan to cut ties with toxic people, it was also fucking hilarious. Because me and Ashton were like role-playing with our OCs, and we were like calling them out. Now, I'm not mentioning their names, but let's just say one of them stereotypes rich people and is a rabid vegetarian and is against cops in general. Another one is also a rabid vegetarian. Another one is just a jerk, and another one is a freaking pervert. I'm not mentioning any names, but that's all I'm gonna say. And we tried like for almost a week trying to get Ethan to unfriend him, but he was just refusing to unfriend them. It was frustrating, but at the same time, it was kind of funny calling them out. Excuse me. But yeah, it was just a funny month. Me and Ashton were calling those fricktards out. But eventually, like after, like I can't remember the exact day, but after a week of like trying to get through to him, he finally did unfriend them though, so that's good. I know Purple Ethan doesn't really agree, it was a hard month for him because he was very close to these people. They just turned out to be toxic. So yeah, it was hard for him, which I get that, but sometimes it's just better to unfriend toxic people than to remain their friends. Even if sometimes it's hard to lose people, even if they're toxic, but it's for the best. Like, as time goes on, you'll begin to get over the feeling of loss, so yeah. Plus, it was also a good month in real life as well. Me, my dad, and my brother ate out a few times. Like, we ate at Olive Garden one time at the beginning of March. I think it was March 4th. And then we ate at Huddle House a couple of times. Well, if I remember correctly, me, my dad, and my brother all went the first time, but the second time it was just me and my dad. The only shitty thing that happened during one of the restaurant visits was because the waitress forgot our straws, so I was trying to remind her, and then my dad got mad at me and said she was busy. I hate it when people do that. Like, I hate it when you're trying to remind someone, like, it's not like you're being rude, you're just trying to be normal. Hey, you forgot our straws. And then, like, someone, like, bitches at you and says they're busy. I mean, and it's like, I understand that they're busy, but that doesn't mean you can't, like, freaking remind them about something. But yeah, I think that was the first time when me and my dad and my brother all went. But the second time, just a few days later, it was just me and my dad, and it went more smoothly. So yeah. But all in all, those restaurant visits were pretty fun. March as a whole was pretty good for the most part. Another thing that happened was that I didn't really like was Purple Ethan was trying to gaslight me. I'm sorry for bringing this up, but I'm just trying to do a review of like what all has happened. But I forgive you now. Just please, and I know you were I know you were hurting because you lost, you know, those 4 people. But just please be careful. Try not to take your sadness or anger out on people again, Purple Ethan. Please and thank you. Like I said, I understand, but I understand you were upset because you were getting over losing them, but just please be careful. Try not to take your anger out on people. Alright, if you're watching this. Alright, thank you. But yeah, other than that one restaurant incident and that incident with Purple Ethan, like I said, I do forgive him, but I just want to bring it up because this is supposed to be some good and bad things that happened. So yeah, but other than those 2 things, it was a freaking hilarious month. Like, me and Ashton were laughing so hard throughout this month because it was just so funny calling those fucking losers out. Especially that one loser. I'm not, like I said, I'm not mentioning names, but the one that, like, that's a rabid vegetarian. They're against all cops, not just the bad ones. They stereotype billionaires, and yeah. Another issue with them is that they still make a big deal of anti-maskers when people should move on. That's all I'm going to say about that. I don't want to get too much into that, but that's all I'm going to say. Like, just move on from that. But yeah. Ashton and Purple Ethan, you guys know who the hell I'm talking about, but I just don't want to mention their names out in the open because, yeah, that could cause drama. I'd rather play it safe. But yeah. April was a mixed bag. The beginning of April was really fun. I got some farming games for my computer. I got some Farm Mania and Farm Frenzy games for my computer. So I was playing those. And then I played an April Fool's prank on Purple Ethan, claiming to him that I brought an old ship back, but I didn't. Me and Ashton even did an arts trade. It was funny. But yeah, like, but a very shitty thing that happened in April was me finding out that I'm not mentioning the website, but I found out that I was getting stalked on another website. It wasn't a website that I like, you know, that I have an account on, but they were posting some of my shit on there. And it's like I said, I don't want to mention any names because it could cause more problems, but let's just say it's a toxic website, and like they were posting some of my stuff on YouTube on there, so that's one of the, I did discuss this, that's actually the reason why I moved channels. Like that's the reason why I moved to this channel, and then, you know, the other channel that I was using, I decided to just make it a live stream channel. Luckily, like, my live streams, like, are either private or unlisted. Number one, to prevent, like, you know, to to prevent like creepy people going on my live stream after it's over. Not only that, but it's actually the default. Like, it getting put on private is actually the default, and if you like copy the link, it gets switched to unlisted. So that's actually the default for it, which is just as well. It's better to just have them on private after what happened. I know the Funny Guy 9000 wanted me to keep them public, but if you're watching this, the Funny Guy 9000, please, please, please understand why I have to keep the live streams private. Not only is it for safety reasons, but I don't want to go through the trouble of like putting them all on public when the default is private. The other reason I moved was because of this glitch that I kept having. Some of my videos weren't showing up, even though they didn't get taken down. If they would have gotten taken down, I would have like known about it, but for some reason, like some of my videos weren't showing up, and like some duplicates were actually showing up. Like, I don't know if it's just an Xbox thing or if it's just in general, but yep. There was just weird glitch, and that's the other reason why I decided to move. So yeah, and yep, that's the other reason why I discontinued season 2 of Miitopia. Because not only because of like Green Ethan getting separated from us, but guys, I'm sorry if you hear that banging. But yeah, not only was it because Green Ethan got separated from us back in January, but it was also because of having to move channels in April. I didn't want to, even if he did, for example, come back in April, I didn't want to freaking continue a series on a new channel. That would have been weird. So that's the other reason why I decided to just end the series for good. But don't worry, I eventually bring it back, which I will be getting into that. But yeah, that's all I'm going to say about April. Of course, my friend Purple Ethan also had a birthday in April, so that was pretty nice. May was pretty good. May was honestly pretty good. There was one kind of sour note, but other than that, it was pretty good. We had a lunar eclipse one night. I forgot what night it was exactly, but yep. We had a lunar eclipse one night, and it was like fucking fascinating to watch. It was my first lunar eclipse. It's like you see them, like you see the moon phases, like you see all the moon phases in the span of like 2 hours. And then like in the middle of the lunar eclipse, the moon turns like a reddish color. It's just fucking fascinating. So that was pretty good. The next day, however, we had to wake up early and like go all the way to La Misa for a funeral of my great aunt Naomi. So that was pretty sad. But at least it did get us out for a little bit. That's always nice, going for a nice ride. And then like coming back. And I believe we got Wendy's afterwards, so that was good at least. And then I also had the house to myself for a couple of days because my dad and my brother, I think they went to Dallas for some sporting events. And I actually did some fun stuff with my grandparents during that time, like one on one of the days, I went over to their house and I swam. I swam in the pool for a little bit. And then afterwards, they took me back home and they got me Wendy's. I believe that was the first day. And then the next day, I went to a restaurant. I went to a restaurant with them. It was actually a restaurant that I actually like, called Walk-Ons. I've gone with my dad and my brother before. I forgot if Grandpa Richard went there or not. But I know it was Nana, me, and like a friend she had. And that was pretty good. It's a really good restaurant. So yep. That was a pretty fun time. And then June was very good. My favorite month of the year, June. As all of you very well know, June is my birth month. I was born on June 9th, and I had a good birthday that month. I got some birthday money. I celebrated with my friends. And I got Five Guys for my birthday, so that was very fun. That was a very good day for me. I also went to the store on my birthday, so it was nice to get out of the house. And then 2 days later, on my dad's birthday, we went to my grandma's house, my grandparents' house, to celebrate my birthday and my dad's birthday. And I got some new dresses for my birthday. I was actually wearing one of them for my New Year's Eve live stream last night. And then my dad played this fun little game with me where he put different things in a bag, and every hour I would have to choose one. I actually got some Animal Crossing plushies from it. You can see KK Slider and Tom Nook. That was actually from the birthday get bag game that I did. I also got a Bell bag, and then I got an Animal Crossing New Horizons book. I got a birthday card. I got some dental floss, and I got some hot fries. So there was a little bit of everything in there. I also got some sunscreen. So yep, there was a little bit of everything in there. Including one of my favorite snacks to eat. Those Chester's fries. Like I said. Sometimes I call them, they're usually called hot fries, but I think the real name is Chester's fries. I don't know. So yeah, June was pretty fun, like I said. Nothing really to say about July. July was pretty uneventful. I'm trying to see if I can remember something that happened in July, other than it being my mom's birthday, which we didn't even celebrate. I just texted my mom happy birthday, and that's about it. But yeah, I can't remember anything from July, unfortunately. It was a pretty uneventful month. August was pretty fun. I went over to Houston for a few days to see my other, my maternal grandparents, and I've talked to you guys about that. I made a couple of videos about that before and after, but yep, I have my maternal grandparents that live in Houston, and then my paternal grandparents that live in the same town as I do. So yeah, that was it. It went pretty good for the most part. You know, I have a I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I have a pretty complicated relationship with my mom, but it went good for the most part. She did give me a hard time a couple of times, but it went good for the most part. The night we got there, we got Sonic and Taco Bell. Me and my brother had Sonic while my mom and my dad had Taco Bell. Because my mom and my dad, this is kind of personal, but I will say this. My mom and my dad separated and divorced in 2019. But that's all I'm going to say about that. But yep, they had Taco Bell while me and my brother had Sonic. And we watched Family Feud with my grandparents while eating. So that was a nice way to start off the visit. And then the day after that, I believe we had Popeyes. Yep, I believe we had Popeyes that day for lunch. Like for breakfast, I had like pigs in a blanket and donuts. And for lunch, we had Popeyes, which I had French fries and biscuits. And then later that day, we went over to Baskin Robbins and got ice cream. I got cotton candy. And then our last day over there, we got Chewy's. Yeah, I think it's called Chewy's. I forgot, but yeah, I think it was called Chewy's. It's a Mexican restaurant, but they also have like burgers and fries. So I had a burger and fries, which was nice. And I got, and like we had enough rooms for me to have my own room. Thank fucking God. You guys have no idea how important it is for me to be able to have my own room. So that was nice. I also had some dentist appointments. Before, I had a pretty good dentist appointment. It went good for the most part. I did end up having a cavity that they later found that I had to get taken care of. But luckily, they didn't get mad at me because it was like pretty mild. And it was kind of like debatable whether or not I had one. So thankfully, they didn't get mad at me, at least. Like my dad and my grandma did back in April of 2021. So that's good. But yeah, August was a pretty good month. The first half was kind of nerve-wracking for me because I was worried about my dentist appointment, but the second half was pretty fun. September had some pretty good events, so I'd say it was a decent month. It's also when my brother had a birthday. My brother celebrates his birthday September 22nd. And like September 20th through September 22nd were just good days for me. I got cotton candy ice cream on the 20th. I went with my dad and my brother to run an errand on September 21st, and we got fast food afterwards. And on September 22nd, it was my brother's birthday. We got Whataburger for his birthday. And my dad actually got a chocolate cake from, I think it was Market Street. Well, I don't know if it was cake, but it was like a brownie cake or something. Now, my brother usually just prefers like the regular vanilla / white. Which we had like a main, like, you know, we had like the main cake for his birthday, but my dad also got like a chocolate brownie cake thing, which I actually ate that for dessert. So that was pretty good. It felt nice having some chocolate cake, despite my brother having his main white cake for his birthday. So it felt nice that both of us were included in that regard. Plus, I love Whataburger, and that's all we had for my brother's birthday. So it felt nice that both of us got good stuff to eat that day. So yeah, that day was also pretty good. October, nothing much to say about October. Although it was a decent month. I will say it was a pretty decent month. And then, Halloween was actually pretty good. I don't go trick-or-treating anymore, but my dad got some good candy that he handed out to some trick-or-treaters. And that he also, and that he also bought for, me and my brother to munch on as well. So that's pretty good as well. November was when I actually started my Miitopia series. Oh, yeah, another thing I want to mention about October was, I think that's when me and Green Ethan, we started back up on our story trades for each other. We kind of took a break for 9 months due to the rigmarole that happened back on January, but we actually got back to reading it, to doing it back in October. While I wish Green Ethan can be as close to us as he was last year and the year before, I'm grateful that we're not torn apart completely. We can still talk on Wattpad occasionally, so that's nice at least. So yep, in October we did resume our story trades for each other, which was nice. And then November, I started back up on my Miitopia series. Not back up, but I started a new Miitopia series because to make up for season 2 getting canceled on the channel that I turned into a live stream channel. I kept a lot of it the same. Like I said, for the season 2 Let's Play that got abandoned, I was a princess, and then I had me, Green Ethan, Taru, and Moose on our team. So those things stayed the same for the Miitopia series that I started back in November. Sorry, I'm cleaning off my table. This thing gets so dusty. Oh my god. I hate it when my computer turns on and I don't even do anything to turn it on. But yep, that was one good thing about November. Starting back up on my Miitopia. Or not, you know what I mean. It's not back up, but just starting a new Miitopia series. And keeping and doing the same main things that I was gonna do for season 2, but since it got abandoned, I decided to keep those things for when I started a new one in November. So yep, I'm still working on that. I may actually upload a new episode today. We'll see. Sorry, my dad can be obnoxious sometimes with the drums. But yeah, that's one good thing that happened in November. Another good thing was Thanksgiving. I had a pretty good Thanksgiving back in November, so that's nice. One sucky thing that happened in November was my brother was trying to get me mixed in my mom's rigmarole. He was trying to get me to unblock her, but I have her blocked right now because I've discussed this on some of my Miitopia episodes, but I have my mom blocked right now because she keeps associating with this dangerous guy. So I have her blocked right now. Oh my goodness! I have her blocked right now for safety reasons. And then, like I said, my brother was trying to get me to unblock her, but I just told her, I'm sorry. I just don't want any part of it right now. And then I heard him talk shit about me to her. So I spent a portion of November trying to get over that, but yeah. Sorry. Getting distracted. I don't mean to go off topic, but I'm probably going to be doing a video on why I'm looking forward to getting my own place soon. I'm going to be doing that video pretty soon. But yeah. But other than that one incident, November was pretty good. You know, I started my Miitopia series again. I will be doing I probably will be doing a season 2 actually, but it won't be for a few years when Green Ethan can be free. When Green Ethan can be free, and that way I can actually premiere them and we can actually do them how I originally did. For now, I just upload them regularly, but I do want to go back to premiering them and like discussing with him once he has his freedom back. But yeah. Like I said, November was pretty good other than that mom incident. I had a good Thanksgiving. We had Five Guys again. And like I think a week before Thanksgiving, my brother got Golden Chick for lunch, so that was pretty good. Those were some fun times. So yeah, November was pretty decent, and of course it was also the anniversary of Steven Hillenburg's passing, so we honored that. So yeah, as always, November was pretty good, but it was also bittersweet. And then of course, December was pretty good. I had a good dentist appointment. You know, I got a lot of money for Christmas. I got some Victoria's Secret stuff that came in yesterday. For some reason, the cards were not accepting Bath & Body Works, so I got Victoria's Secret instead. My brother said the same thing. Sometimes the cards just don't work on some websites. So he's either been through that himself or has at least heard of people who've been through that. So I know I'm not the only one. But yeah, we ate out to eat a couple of times during winter break, so that was pretty good. So yeah, December was pretty good. I don't know if I mentioned this already, but I also had a pretty good dentist appointment last month, and that's always good. We also helped to decorate the tree. Me and my brother did. So that was pretty fun. Oh yeah, that day was really fun. I think my brother it was the day before my dentist appointment actually, us putting up the tree. My brother decided to be a dork and order KFC and French fries from KFC without my knowledge. So I didn't even know until 4 o'clock, 4:30, 5 o'clock. I thought my dad got it because I was going out back for a little bit just to get some fresh air. And then when I came back, my dad was already home, and he was like, and then like that's when I saw the KFC, and he was like getting it situated and moving it to the laundry room. And I thought he picked it up on his way back from work, but nope, it was actually my brother who ordered it from DoorDash. He thought I was at my dentist appointment, but I didn't have it until the day after. But yeah, that day was pretty good. Like, you know, I ate some KFC French fries, then I helped to decorate the tree. So that was a pretty good day. And then the next day I had my dentist appointment. It's always nerve-wracking having a dentist appointment because you don't know how good you're going to do. But I was honestly not as nervous as usual. Because, like, one good thing I do like about dentist appointments, other than, like, getting out of the house for a little bit, is it gets your mind off of stuff. Like, I remember Blake said that, and, like, that's actually true. So he did have a good point there. So that's one thing I do like about them is, like, it does get your mind off of bullshit and rigmarole. So that's one thing I do like about them. And it did help, and it did help me with that, so that's good. Because the day before, there was another mom incident that happened. My mom, like, was, like, getting pissed off. My mom, like, called my brother, and, like, she was pissed off because me and my dad are not talking to her right now, as I've discussed. Like, you know, I discussed it when I was reviewing in November. You know why, because of that, because of the Chris situation. But luckily this time my brother did the right thing. He didn't try to get me involved in the rigmarole. He actually did the right thing and, like, say he can't just force us to talk to her, and he can't force us to, like, get involved in the rigmarole with Chris. So at least it did go a bit better than it did in November. But I was still, like, worried about it. I still had it on my mind the next day, the day of my dentist appointment. So it helped me to, like, get my mind off of it. So that's good. I'm like that. Like, I worry a lot. And sometimes I have, like, intrusive thoughts that get stuck in my head. So, yeah. I'm just like that with worries and certain thoughts and whatnot. So yeah, believe me, I hate having that. It sucks. But yeah, my dentist appointment went really well, and that's pretty good. Like I said, I had a pretty good Christmas. I got lots of money. We went out to eat a couple of times. We had I had enchiladas on Christmas Eve. I had ham and rolls on Christmas. Like, yeah, I had enchiladas on lunch for Christmas Eve. Then I had, like, ham and rolls for Christmas Eve dinner at my grandparents' house. And then, like, I had, like, enchiladas and a taco on Christmas Day lunch. So that was pretty good. And then my brother got golden chick again, like, not too long after Christmas. I forgot when it was exactly, but it wasn't too long after Christmas. And then, of course, New Year's Eve, like, I got some, like, Victoria's Secret stuff that my brother, thanks to my brother going over to the mailbox, he got some stuff too, and then I got some of my body sprays. And then, of course, I did that live stream. Like I said, I'll be doing that every year, and then I'll be doing, like, the review on New Year's Day of the year that just passed us. So, yeah, that's all I'm going to say for now. This video is already 54 minutes long. But, yeah, 2022 was, like I said, it was a decent year. It was just a bit underwhelming, you could say. The one thing that would have made this year better is if Green Ethan didn't get separated from us. Oh my God. If it weren't for Green Ethan's parents, if they weren't so overprotective, we would still be able to do live streams, chat on Discord, and do all the things that we did in the very beginning of 2022 and in the second half of 2021. Like I said, I am grateful that I at least get to talk to him on Wattpad, but still, I do want the good old days back soon. He did say that the next stepping stone is 2023 is the stepping stone, is the next stepping stone of him getting his freedom back, and it felt very good to hear something like that. So yeah. And he turned 15 in December, so he only has 3 more years left, and then he'll turn 18. He'll probably still live with his parents, but at least he'll probably have some freedom. At least we will see. But yeah, I am happy that we can talk on Wattpad a little bit, at least. But yeah, despite it being a bit underwhelming, I'd still say this year was a pretty decent year because there was still some good stuff sprinkled in there. I'd probably give it a 7 out of 10, maybe a 7.5 out of 10. Because it was good for the most part. It was decent for the most part. It was good for the most part. It was above average, but still a bit underwhelming. I think that's the best way to describe it. Now, my dad said that this year, 2023, he said that this should be a hectic year for me. Because there's gonna be a lot of stuff that I'm gonna have to be getting done, such as doctor's appointments, getting an ID, getting a bank account, etc. So, and of course guardianship. So, yep, this year should be pretty hectic for me. And you know what? I'm okay with that. Sometimes that's what we need. Sometimes people need what is called a hectic year. But yeah, that's all I'm gonna say, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. I will see you guys later. Bye!